Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Oh. In this satsanga, we are discussing about the Vaidika karmas and karmas which are supposed to be performed daily and occasionally. That is Nitya karma and Naimittika karma. So among Naimittika karmas, we have started discussing Shodasha Samskaras, and as a part of that, we have seen the first three samskaras. That is Garbhadhana, Pumsavana, and Simantonnayana. There are many names for this. For example, Garbhadhana is also known as Viryadhana or Viryasthapana or Garbhasthapana or Nishekam. Nishekam is the commonly used word. And Simantonnayana is also called Simantam, simply Simantam or Simanta karma, like that. And the fourth samskara is Jata karma. Jate yat kriyate tat jata karma. What is being done at childbirth, that is Jata karma. This is a most important karma. This is the first samskara which is being performed after we are coming out of the womb of our mother. So when we are considering the samskaras, Jata karma is considered as the first after childbirth. But when we are taking the order, it is the fourth samskara. As in all other samskaras, there is a Agnihotra, the ritual side. And of course, there is the Acharya who is doing that. The Upadhyaya of that family, he will be performing that ritual. Now, even those families who are doing the samskara, only a microscopic minority are doing this, but still they are doing after the childbirth. But actually, it is a samskara which will begin before the childbirth and continue up to just after the childbirth. Of course, there are a difference of opinion among acharyas, but mostly accepted view is when the pregnant woman is ready for a delivery, from her body constitution we can assume or presume within 1 or 2 days it will happen. And then this ritual has to be performed. In earlier days, childbirths were done inside the house itself, not in hospitals. In the present day world, we have to have a social discussion on this topic, and considering the psychological aspects, both of the pregnant woman and the child, it is better to have a special type of maternity homes instead of hospitals with all sophisticated machineries or whatever things are required, well-equipped doctors, everything must be there, but it must not be a hospital where other patients are coming. So maternity center, it is most advisable in the present day world. However, in the earlier days, it was the home itself. So in the home, in the house, this ritual will happen. And so many medicinal stuffs are used in that home. What are those stuffs? I don't know. But still, many medicinal stuffs are used. And the smoke, it must spread all the home over, and especially the room where that pregnant woman is resting and where delivery is supposed to happen. And as a part of this ritual, some tirtha will be kept aside. Of course, it is medicinal, having antiseptic effect. It will be kept aside. And Acharya will leave the place. And just after the delivery, the child will be, newborn child, baby will be given to father. That is even before cleaning the baby, just after childbirth. Father, Pita, has to hold the child, carry the child, and utter some mantra in the right ear. There are many mantras, and most widely known is Om Vedosi, or simply Om Pranava. Vedosi means you are knowledge, you are wisdom. Oh my child, you are the very personification or the very embodiment of wisdom. That is the first word with which the father is welcoming the child. And Om, the Pranava, the most auspicious sound and the most auspicious word. It is a sound as well as a word. Some may think how it is a word. It is not a word, it is only a sound or a syllable. Yes, Pranava is a syllable. Omkara is a syllable. And the syllable is constituted of A, U, and M. Again, three syllables are there, three varnas are there. And a wave, sound wave, which we cannot differentiate, that comes after that M. So all these together constitute Omkara or Pranava when we are taking it as a syllable. And it is considered as most auspicious. Omkarascha dhashabdascha dvavetau brahmana pura kantham bhitva viniryatau tasman mangaliga ubhau. It is said, Om and Atha, these two shabdas are the first words which were pronounced by Brahma. Actually, it is said these two words emerged from the kantham, throat of the Brahma or the Veda. And therefore, tasmad, therefore, these two are considered most auspicious, Om and Atha. So in all auspicious karmas, we are using these two words. In the beginning of all scriptural studies, we are using these two, Om and Atha. In the beginning of all Vedic rituals, we are using these two, Om and Atha. Because these two are considered most auspicious. So here, Omkara is uttered along with the mantra Vedosi. Verily, you are wisdom. You are the personification of wisdom or knowledge. Vedosi. So with these words, Pita is welcoming the child. So it is something that gives an attitude in the Pita. And the vibrations of the words, this pranava, it will work in the child also. Definitely, there is no doubt in that. The vibration that is created when we are uttering pranava, that will affect the child, especially the neurosystem of the child. And see, we have seen pranava is a syllable, a most auspicious sound. And it is a word also. How it is a word? It is a word having specific meaning. There is a dhatu root, ava rakshane. That means the meaning of the dhatu ava is to protect. To protect. So from that dhatu, we can derive O. When we are adding a suffix, a pratyaya, ma, to that dhatu ava, there is a sutra, avatehe tilopascha. So as an effect of that sutra, va, ava will become avu, and avu will become a u. Then when mu is joined, it will become o. So it is a word having a specific meaning. That means that which is protecting us. Because our action is to protect. That is the meaning of the dhatu. So the word that is derived from that dhatu means that which is protective. So Om is a word having specific meaning, that which is protective. So chanting this or uttering this mantra, Pita welcomes the newborn baby. And after that, the baby will be handed over to the woman in charge of that delivery, and she will do primary things essential. And after that, we have seen a medicinal tirtha will be there. As a part of that Jata Karma ritual, Acharya will make a tirtha, and that tirtha will be there. And mother will have to wash her right breast first with that tirtha, and will feed the child. After washing that, she will have to wash the left breast and will feed the child from that also. So when this much is done, that is Jata Karma Samskara. It is finished. So this is Jata Karma Samskara. It has many aspects. One, the psychological impact it is making on both the father and the mother. One. Two, the energizing factor, how it is energizing the newborn baby. And the medicinal part, hygienic part, everything is involved there. So this samskara we have to follow. We have to do this as much as we can. Because some may say, in the present day world, we cannot do all these things. Childbirth is occurring in the hospital, not in the home. We cannot even think of such deliveries in the house. So there is no meaning in doing that homa, etc., etc. But see, even if we are doing this delivery in the hospital, doing that ritual in the home will help. There is no meaning in that. There is nothing to question that. It will help. There is no doubt. And even if we are doing that in the hospital, even then however, just after childbirth, the doctor or those who are attending that will call the father and show the baby. That practice is there. Then why can't the father hold the child and utter that mantra in the ears? Why can't you do that? We can, or we must. We must do. It has its own effect. It has its own impact. That energizing factor is there. Vibrations of mantra is there. And the psychological aspect is there. So considering all this, we can do this. See, these are the first 4 samskaras. Now, just to think, how many we are doing? How many samskaras we are doing? Garbhadhana? Reply is no. Then Pumsavana? Reply is no. Simandodayana? Reply is no. Jatakarma? Reply is no. Of course, I'm aware of the fact that some families, a microscopic minority, they are doing this. Knowingly or unknowingly, they are doing. Even if they are doing unknowingly, it is good because it is preserving a practice. It is preserving a custom. So it is good. But we have to do all this karma with proper knowledge. That is essential. And see, so far we have seen 4 samskaras, and in general, our society is not doing these samskaras. And we are considering ourselves as most having much samskara, having all samskaras. We are considering ourselves. So without doing or without performing even the first 4 samskaras, we are calling ourselves as men of samskara. Our family is having samskaras. So before saying that, just imagine, just think within how many samskaras we are doing. So that is about this Jata Karma Samskara. And connected with that, let us have a discussion, a social discussion on where this childbirth should occur. See, in a hospital where so many patients are there, many types of microbes, bacteria, many chances of infections are there. That is on one side. The other side, many surgeries, voice of many patients who are crying, many things. All these are giving stress, a feeling which is not at all comfortable. when childbirth is happening in such an atmosphere, it will affect the mother. No doubt it will affect the child also. So instead of going to hospitals, we have to reconsider this. And we have to start as much maternity centers as we can. There, only even the diseases of children or women must not be treated there. They must be treated in the hospital. Only delivery cases. And that must have all equipments and such things to meet all emergencies, well equipped. But no other cases must be entertained. So only pregnant women will be admitted. That too for delivery alone. Then it will definitely eradicate many types of what you call trapped emotions in the newborn baby. See, the trapped emotions which are collected in the newborn baby, it will make so many psychological problems. And as an effect of that, so many somatic problems in his future life. There is no doubt in that. The pains and stress which the newborn baby is suffering in the initial days, definitely it will be stored within him or her as trapped emotion. And this trapped emotion will create many psychological disorders, and this in turn will make so many psychosomatic and somatic problems. There is no doubt in that. So we have to consider these aspects. We have to consider this. And instead of going to hospitals, in almost all taluks or districts or counties, maternity centers must be there. And it will help to revive our social health. There is no doubt in that. Because we have to consider the amount of trapped emotions a newborn baby is getting from hospitals. So this is a subject for discussion, and this discussion must spread around in the world, and a social debate must happen, and all deliveries in the future must be shifted to these like maternity centers instead of hospitals. We just think that a social discussion must happen in this regard. So this is the fourth samskara, that is jata karma. And the fifth samskara is namakarana or nishkramana. We cannot say definitely which is the fifth samskara. Why? That aspect we will discuss in our next sitting. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. The next question is from Kamalaji. Kamalaji.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste. Namaste.
Yeah, this is about, considering delivering the babies at home or in a special center. But there are a lot of medical legal problems involved. Because, I have in the beginning, I have gone to the houses, and then because we have to work in the primary health center, we have done all these things, and we know we know how they have taken it, and so much tension we had. But still, there was some sort of, happiness also doing like that. Now, the relationship between the patient, they started seeing us as a doctor, and, for anything, putting, medical legal, taking us to medical legal problem. Yeah, that is it. So in such cases, it is very difficult. Even then, after this, actually, few of the things we can do it, even in the labor room, because now we do allow everywhere, we do allow the husband to be there. So if they are, we definitely chant the mantra, because even I keep some, cassettes, chanting mantras in the labor room or the theater. So the parents, the father definitely can, even two of my patients' father, they actually chanted Om Vedosi. That they asked me, and they actually chanted that in the ear, because they asked me the all other, even for the Muslims, they chant something. So I said, we do have such thing, only you have to know. Then he was very keen on doing it, and that is how it has happened, not for everybody. But we can definitely make it a point that if the doctors know about it and if they are willing to do it, there is a way for that.
Yeah.
Wherever it is. That's I just want to tell.
Yeah,
and
namaste,
share with
namaste.
others.
It is, we are all aware of these medical and legal aspects and the problems connected with that. So in the present day world, or in the present age, we cannot advocate or we cannot stand for doing childbirths in homes. We cannot say. Because in the present day world, it is not at all practical. But we can make maternity centers in almost all counties or all districts, all taluks, whatever be that. Most sophisticated maternity centers can be built. And in case of emergency, everything must be there. Proper theater, all facilities for doing emergency surgeries, whatever is needed must be there. But the point is, no other patients or no other departments must be there. Even women with other ailments or children must not be admitted. There only this childbirth. It should happen. So such maternity centers, if we can make, it will remove many types of trapped emotions within the newborn baby. There is no doubt in that. And these trapped emotions which are collected in the early days are the cause for many psychological problems in the future. And as an effect of that, many psychosomatic, and even somatic problems. So now many modern psychologists are considering this aspect of trapped emotions. Many are working in the present day world, especially in the American continent and Europe, to remove these trapped emotions from elders. That branch of treatment is flourishing. Many are criticizing that. Many are saying it is a sort of ignorance. So many are saying that. But still, that branch is flourishing nowadays. Many experts are doing that. They are charging much fees also. So we have to consider that. Instead of saying there is no meaning, we have to consider that. So that aspect, it is a thing to be considered. And we cannot advocate doing that in the home, in the present day world. Instead of that, maternity centers. And through that, all legal problems and other medical problems, we can address those problems. And it is a common practice among Muslims. Just after childbirth, they will utter takbir in the ears of the newborn baby. They are doing that. That practice is there. It is much prevalent. And those who are saying, I am a Hindu, or we are Hindus, because of utter ignorance about all these practices, we are not at all doing. This is the difference. So we can do that. Even today we can do that. Because just after childbirth, father will be allowed to carry the child, to hold the child. So he can do that. The thing is, you have to have that knowledge. That is the thing. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. There is another question, another thought came in, like, this is very important subject as we are molding the next generation. We are building up the next building blocks in our society. The new children are tomorrow's, especially the future's investment. So there has been some campaigns like these are very important rituals of Shodasha Samskara. Why it was not properly propagated to the society? Say, for example, some of them, like, we have successful campaigns, especially I'm pointing to this to Kerala, like Ramayana reading in the month of Karkadaga. That campaign has successfully started a few years back, and it becomes a huge success. So why can't we think as a campaign, as a community, as well as our acharyas together to have a campaign of the Shodasha Samskara across our community? All of them should be explained very well in layman's language and the importance of it. And the social organizations as well as the acharyas and ashrams and everybody should undertake their own relevant parts in that campaign. And why can't we propagate it? Number one. Number two, some of the Shodasha Samskara is only secluded for a certain caste of the community, like Upanayana Samskaras. They were retaining to only one caste and community. This broad aspect, how we can address in the light of the current social scenario? That is the question.
Yeah. It will be a good thing, not a good thing, it will be a best thing if Hindu organizations are taking this aspect to spread the importance of Shodasha Samskaras. These two aspects, that is the importance of Nitya Karma in our family life and the importance of Naimittika Karmas, especially Shodasha Samskaras, in our social life and individual life. These aspects must be highlighted, and to spread this, we must have some campaigns. It is high time as you have pointed out, just like spreading that message of the Ramayana Masa, just like that, we have to have a move for this. Of course, this aspect will be considered, and we will try to bring this aspect before Hindu organizations, and we will try for that. But we have to understand that many acharyas who are teaching karma kanda in our society are spreading this. Many acharyas within Kerala who are teaching karma kanda are spreading this. There's no doubt in that. As an effect of that, many couples are following this. But those are only a minority, not only a minority, microscopic minority, there is no doubt in that. Still, many are teaching and many are following. However, that much change has come. Because think the case, what was there some 50 years back. No acharyas were teaching. Nobody was carrying all these aspects. But now, those who are teaching puja, those who are teaching other karmas, of course, they are teaching the importance of Shodasha Samskaras, and that much awareness has come in our society. But to spread it in the general society, we have to take it as a campaign and work for that. Hopefully, we can do that in our coming programs, as a part of coming programs. Let us wait for the normal activities to revive after this COVID situation. Then we will bring this matter to the attention of Hindu organizations, and we will try. Of course, now in Kerala, especially in Kerala, there is a consensus, or what we can call cooperation, or better word is communication between almost all acharyas, among sannyasis and other teachers who are teaching yoga, Veda, Tantra, and Karma Kanda. There is a communication between all these groups. No division at all. So that is a most conducive atmosphere. This was not the case before some years. So that unity is there. So we can make such a practical discussion. And the second question is, even those who are doing this, they belong to certain communities. Only people who belongs to certain communities are doing this. Not all. So in the present day world, we can spread this. Outside the walls of such communities. Because nowadays, everybody can come and learn pujas. Everybody from our society can study these things. And of course, Shastra. There is no such caste restrictions or community restrictions. So in the present day world, especially in Kerala, we can teach to all the people without any limitations. And see, when we are speaking about certain communities, we can see even within those communities which were doing all these samskaras, they are not following this in the present day world. They are not following. Even if they are doing without proper knowledge. Of course, some are there with proper knowledge. They are doing with all reverence. They are performing the rituals. It is there. So we can spread this in the society. We have to see now how many people are doing puja, especially after the initiative taken by the great social reformer Madhavji. After Madhavji, many persons coming from different communities are studying puja. They are doing puja after studying. And they are accepting Upadayana Samskara. And with Ajnapavida they are living. So much transformation has happened and is coming. And you must not misunderstand me in this aspect. I am not saying that everybody must accept Upadayana Samskara and wear Yajnapavida. No, I am not a propagator of that. Because Shaiva, Shakteya, Vaishnava, all this tradition must survive. And as a part of the Shakteya, different types of Kaula Sampradayas must survive. Vamacharya must survive. Dakshinacharya must survive. And different traditions connected with the life in the forest, that is Vanya, and different traditions connected with Gramya, all these must survive. Because the greatness of Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, is its diversity, not uniformity. When we are advocating uniformity, we are making Sanatana Dharma somewhat like a religion. It is not at all advisable. The greatness of Sanatana Dharma is the diversity, and there is the thread of unity, not uniformity. Unity and uniformity are different things. We are not for uniformity. We are for unity. And unity must be there even in the midst of diversity. That is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. So everybody going for those sattvic karma, propagating only sattvic karma, that is not advisable. Rajasic karma must be there. Tamasic karma must be there. All these types or all these varieties are there to suit different persons with different guna structure. So that aspect also we have to consider. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. The next question is from Ajay ji. Ajay.
Swamiji, is there any particular text in Sanatana Dharma addressing parenting? That's my question.
I don't know about the printed books, but there were great books in our family. That is the knowledge that was passed on from one generation to the next generation. And there were our grandmothers with all this knowledge and experience. See, when we go for books, we will get knowledge based on some equations. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Of course, that is needed. That is required. I'm not against that. But at the same time, more than that, what we want is a sort of customization. More than the methodology of equations, we must have the methodology of customization. So that happens only when we have that practical knowledge within. That also you have to consider. So about the text, I don't know. Books on parenting. Of course, there will be many thousands of books will be there. There is no doubt in that. Many teachings on parenting, lectures on parenting, books on parenting. So many will be there in the market. I have no doubt in that. But I don't know what are they. But even if there are such books, we have to have a clear picture regarding this aspect. Of course, we can take such teachings based on equations. But more than that, we must have methodologies based on customization as per the requirements of individuals. See, when we are treating some ailments, some sickness, some diseases, it is easy to make some systems based on equations. If such and such problem you are observing, this is the thing, this is the medicine, this is the method you have to adopt. That is based on equations. But we have to go, of course, we have to observe the sickness, but it is only a sign. Above that, you have to observe the patient, you have to observe the individual and his psychological, his sociological, family aspects. And when considering all this, one part is that of the sickness. But when we are concentrating or focusing on the sickness aspect, then naturally we will go for this methodology based on equations. It will not give a holistic vision. So more than the symptoms, we have to consider the person as a whole, the individual as a whole, and his family, his sociological things. But of course, for this, the Vaidya must have much time to spare with the patient. You cannot attend 10 within 15 minutes. That you cannot. So I don't know what are the books available in the market, this parenting. But even if there are books, there will be plenty of books. I have no doubt in that. But We must have that methodology based on customization more than these equations. This is my opinion. You can accept, you can reject. It's up to you. This is my opinion. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. The next question is from Babuji. Babuji, you can unmute.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste.
Swamiji, after Bhagavan's Shankaracharya propagated Advaita Vedanta, then we had Ramanujacharya come up with this Vaisishta Vedanta, and then I think Madhavacharya came up with this Dvaita Vedanta. So what really caused that Dvaita and the other thoughts to come in? Can you probably say that it was actually a digression in the thought? And related to that is Dvaita Vedanta still popular? Is that still accepted? I know you are a propagator of Advaita Vedanta, but just wanted some clarification on that.
Yeah. See, Bhagavan Bhashyakara, Shankaracharya, through all the bhashyas and other prakaranas, taught Advaita as the innate teaching of Vedanta. Advaita is not something which was founded by Shankaracharya, but Shankaracharya, he spread the message of Advaita. He was a propagator of Advaita Vedanta. Or Advaita was the innate, or is the innate message of, or the teaching of Vedanta. See, our inquiry will go up to a point where there is the inquirer and the inquired. When there is no such a differentiation as inquired and inquired, there is no inquiry. That is the end of the inquiry. So that is the culmination of all the darshanas. And as such, we are considering, not because I am a propagator of Advaita, not because of that, but considering this aspect, we are saying Advaita is the final word of Vedanta. It is the ultimate point of human inquiry into the truth, inquiry into the reality. Now come to your question. After Shankaracharya propagated Advaita as the teaching of Vedanta, the great Acharya, Ramanujacharya, came and he taught Visishta Dvaita or Visishta Advaita. And after that, Madhvacharya came with the darshana of Dvaita. And then so many other acharyas also came with different darshanas like Nimbarkacharya and Vallabhacharya. So many acharyas. But all these darshanas we can classify into these three categories. That is Advaita, Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita. And of course, there are so many other darshanas, but they will invariably be a part of these three because some minor differences are there. when we go into details. So the question comes, how it happens? All these are acharyas. Yes, all these are acharyas. Then why such different views or different visions came? See, based on the teachings of Vedanta, these great acharyas inquired, and from their inquiry, from their analysis, from their tapas, from their swadhyaya, from their logic, they arrived at certain conclusions. And the non-dual principle, that is the principle of non-dualism, was the point where Bhagavan Bhashyakara or Shankaracharya reached. Whereas Ramanujacharya, he saw the ultimate reality is Ishvara. There is nobody else. Ishvara is the ultimate reality. But jivas are there as a part of that. Jivas are part of that Ishvara. So there is difference, and at the same time there is no difference. So it is a sort of Visishta Dvaita. And going back to Ishvara, it is the goal of our human life. And through bhakti, through the path of devotion, we can reach that. And of course, through devotion, we will get the highest faculty, which is called discrimination. And through that, we can reach back to our real position, which is Ishvara, and jivas are parts of the Ishvara. That is his philosophy. And then the great Madhvacharya came, and he preached, no, jiva is entirely different from Ishvara. They cannot be one. They are different. Ishvara is the all-pervading, all-powerful principle. And jivas are limited beings. So being limited beings, they cannot be equated with Ishvara. So worship, chant, do puja, through all these have the blessings of Ishvara, and by getting his blessings, you will have purity of your mind, and when your mind is pure, his blessings will be, you will be in a position to have or accept that blessing, and that realization will come. What realization? We all beings are like servants of Ishvara, and seeing this world as the manifestation or the embodiment of Ishvara, we can serve this world like that. So that philosophy is based on differentiation, and Advaita is based on non-differentiation. And the via media vision is there in the Vishishta Advaita. So we cannot say these darshanas are wrong, because these acharyas knew that people in our society are having different levels of thinking, capacity, and guna structure. as per the level of thinking, as per the level of intellect, or as per the level of the guna structure, we will accept, or we will cognize the world and things around us. So to suit all individuals, different philosophies are there. We cannot say this is right and that is wrong. We cannot say that. All these are essential. All these teachings are essential for the human society. For a single individual, all these are not essential. Because what suits him best, he can accept that. He can go forward with that. But for the society, all these are essential. That is why they are being taught. And how these different teachings came? One, from the essential requirement of the society. That is the first answer. Second is, if we are climbing to the top of a mountain, imagine that mountain is 100 meters high. And if we are explaining the vision we are getting from a height of 100 meters, and somebody is scribbling that, then we are explaining what we are seeing from the 200 meter, and somebody is writing down that. And from the height of 300 meters, again we are repeating, and the same thing happens. See, there will be different narrations. There will be different narrations. There is no right and wrong. All these narrations are true, they are real, but from that point, from that height. And these are different visions also. But when he reaches the summit, then he is getting all-round vision. There is only one vision. And within that, all the other visions are incorporated. See that. Just like that, Acharyas explained. And because of that, different darshanas came into existence. So we cannot say this is right and that is wrong. All these are essential in the society to suit different types of individuals. That is why we are considering all these great men as acharyas. We are respecting all these acharyas. And the next part of your question is how prevalent or how these different darshanas are there in the society. All these are there in the society. There are followers of Ramanujacharya. So many ashrams are there, so many teachers, so many swamis are there, so many teachers are there who are propagating the philosophy of Ramanujacharya. And of course, so many acharyas are there teaching the message of Madhvacharya. And we are all living together, living under the Kalpataru of Veda, mutually respecting. All these acharyas are living, working together for the upliftment of Sanatana Dharma. For example, in the meetings of sannyasins, all acharyas from these traditions are coming together and sitting together and discussing common matters. When we go to that philosophical aspects, there are much differences. But the common grounds which we are sharing, that is one and the same. So, focusing on the common things, we are working together for the upliftment of Sanatana Dharma. Of course, all acharyas are there. And see, one more thing we have to point out. One teacher, even if he is teaching Advaita, he must stick on to that. It is the very backbone of his individuality. There is no doubt in that. But at the same time, he must respect a teacher of Dvaita. He must respect a teacher of Vishishta Dvaita. And vice versa also it happen. It must happen. The teachers of Dvaita, the philosophy of Dvaita must be their backbone. They must stick on to that. There is no doubt in that. But at the same time, they must respect the teachers of Advaita. If that mutual respect and mutual love is there, mutual respect, mutual love, if that is there, that will be the real flourishing of Sanatana Dharma. So we are working for that. We have to work for that. That is the reply. Namaste.
So, Swamiji, I think we can conclude. We have only
Now it is only 3 minutes more, so we can conclude today. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.